It was a tremendous amount of smoke, and really wasn't sure what to make, but it was pretty clear that it was going to be something really serious.
Everybody was sort of quiet. There was some confusion. When I stepped outside, it was very quiet, which was unusual. It was like sort of a hush to the area.
It was kind of overwhelming, the volume of debris and the change in the environment, because it was 360 degrees. It was the whole world. It wasn't just on the TV anymore. It wasn't just an image. It was an experience.
I was jogging along the Narrows, which is a nice place to run. It's right by the water. I had just gotten through with my jog, and I got in my car and drove up to a bank. And while I was online, some woman came into the bank and said something like, "There's planes into buildings. What's going to happen next?"
Yeah, at the time, there was really conversation more about a small plane, and so I didn't think much about it.
I saw, tremendous smoke coming out of the side of the tower, and I called my house, and my wife answered, and she said, "Yeah, the fire department had just called, and they said that everybody should come in." And with that, I saddled up and started driving into the firehouse. It was a major game changer all of a sudden to realize, like, oh my God, we were selected for this like really devastating attack.
When I walked into the headquarters on Lafayette Street, there was a lot of firefighters inside the firehouse. We knew we had, at this point, the buildings had collapsed.
I was thinking top 10 floors, maybe the top 20 floors. No idea, no concept that the whole building would have collapsed. Just hearing it on the radio, you don't have the same understanding as when you when I got to the firehouse and actually saw images.
There was a lot of smoke. There was, I think, one of the very unusual things is that there was fires burning and nobody was attempting to put them out. Everybody was pretty scared. There was a general sense that something very, very bad had happened. People were killed, and people were frightened.
I think it was midday Wednesday, they came down with a list of members that they thought were possibly killed. And I remember getting that list and reading about halfway through it. And it was just too painful to continue. I couldn't really read the whole thing at one shot.
There was, 500 names of people that they hadn't accounted for yet. At least that's what I remember. And you start to go over the list and you're thinking, oh, him. But it was interesting because you also saw people that you thought had died and people that were still alive. And that was glimmers of hope. There were certainly friends that I lost. But we'll say that we lost, friends, we lost a lot of acquaintances, and we lost 343 brothers. We knew that it was a terrorist attack, and there was a lot of just raw emotion about anger. But as we got closer, and especially when we got off the buses at the site, there was more a sense of we have a job to do.
So we just started on top of the pile and just, manual labor, just piece by piece, piece by piece, piece by piece. And it was like a fireman carry where, you just handed the piece of metal or the papers to the next guy, and so on and so on and so on, down the line, down the line, down the line, and just methodically just working through the pile.
I mean, there was just huge amounts of debris and lots of huge pieces of steel. So we had to work a lot with the construction crews and the steel workers because we didn't have the skill set to cut the steel that had to be moved. And especially early on, there's this thought that we're still looking for survivors. And so you have to be very selective in the debris removal. But every pound of debris that got removed had to be searched for remains. And so our job was really to search through the piles as they would pull it out.
Some of those firefighters came back from being over there, and they were just completely covered in like a white ash, and they just came in the firehouse, hung up their gear, showered, and left. They didn't say one word, which was really unusual. They were just catatonic. It was just such a they saw so much devastation and left.
One of the things that was terribly disappointing was that we didn't find anybody basically after the initial day. That was so unexpected. Nobody was prepared for that, and that was so very disheartening. All-out efforts and not having found any further victims alive.
You knew that most of those folks were gone. And then it got even really worse for me was we got to a point where the first funerals started to come in, and then basically you were like working at the firehouse and then going to funerals. I do remember the first funeral, the fella was Glenn Wilkinson, and he actually lived in my hometown, where I lived. And his wife got up and eulogized him. This was like maybe 2 weeks after the event. It was really quick. And I thought, wow, she's so strong that she was able to do that.
The support was tremendous, absolutely tremendous.
Driving down in the bus, the streets would be lined with civilians kind of supporting us in different ways, signs, and we're thinking of you.
One thing that stuck with me was one day we got a letter, and we opened up the letter, and it had $63 and change in it, and it was from this group of school kids in Kansas, and they said, hey, we gave up our milk money for 2 months. We know you folks are hurting, and we want you to have this.
It was overwhelming. It was heartfelt. They were all concerned, and a tremendous response now from the president to everybody else. It was intense support.
I would have never predicted this type of support, and we were just talking to the folks downstairs in the firehouse kitchen, and it's all the same issues, and it does create, you realize there's a lot of solidarity out there, and our mission is really a universal mission. We just try to keep people out of harm's way and really minimize loss for people, and it's a really good thing to be involved in.
I'm very appreciative of it, as is everybody. These things now are significant because we're remembering a terrible event. That's not something that's minimized. It's something that still holds in a very society where history has a very short memory, and it's welcomed and it's meaningful. It has real value.
I think to be a firefighter is it's a calling, and it doesn't matter what country you're in. It doesn't matter what city you're in, where in the world you are. It's a calling to be a firefighter, and so there's a common bond that we all share, and it's almost every firehouse I go to is like coming home. So it's a brotherhood, it's a sisterhood, it's a family that we've all had the same experiences, and we all answer the same call, and so we can sit and have a cup of coffee and know the same things that and have the same feelings and the same experiences. So it's like being home.
Kingi Māori a kingi tūhei te noho mai rā, rungu tā horewa tapu. Tai noa rā te kāhui a i te uiskonu, ai Māori te ara. Āka hoki wairua mai ki tēnei. A tāmaki makaurau te pokapū o tāmaki.
Firefighter Robert Curatolo, Lieutenant Edward Diatri, Firefighter Michael Dioria, Firefighter Scott Davidson, Firefighter Edward Day, Battalion Chief Thomas DeAngelis, Lieutenant Manuel Del Valle, Firefighter Martin DeMeo, Firefighter David DeRubio, Lieutenant Andrew Desperito, Battalion Chief Dennis Devlin, Firefighter Gerard Duane, Firefighter George Despasquale, Lieutenant Kevin Donnelly, Lieutenant Kevin Dowdell, Deputy Chief Raymond Downey, Firefighter Jared Duffy, Captain Martin Egan Jr.,
The 11th is always a powerful day for me. Having conversation with people from New Zealand about that, remembering that this isn't just New York, this isn't just the FDNY. This happened to the whole world.
A promise that the New York Fire Department made to their 343 firefighters, that they would never be forgotten. And there are events being held all around the world so firefighters don't forget their sacrifice.
Is that all these people were cut off short. Who knows how much good they would have done? They would have definitely, absolutely done much good.
The photos on the wall are the 343 New York firefighters that passed away on 9/11.
As the firefighters ascend this tower, they'll walk past all those photos.
We're climbing 56 floors, that's 6 photos per floor. Hits home.
To see John's picture and having met his dad, and to see his picture not only brings back the memory of September 11th, but it also brings back the stories since then too, and the people that we've met.
You look at the pictures on the wall here, and there are so many stories, but the central theme is these are people you want in your organization. These are people that put it all out to rescue people, all out. And they did it, like we would say, the FDNY way. Lots of empathy and caring and pride in what they did.
Kia ora and good afternoon from Auckland in New Zealand, and welcome to the September 11 Memorial Climb 2020. My name is Chris Harrop and I'm a retired firefighter from Auckland, and am privileged again this year to help bring you the details of this memorial event. Today we remember the 343 that gave the ultimate sacrifice. Our formal proceedings today will begin with a traditional welcome to you all, wherever you are watching this, spoken in Te Reo Māori, the native language of New Zealand, and then that will be followed by the same welcome spoken in English. I introduce you to Leon Mallard.
Mai e te tipua, mai e te tāwhito, mai e te kāhui o Ngāri Kihi, mai e te tāwhiwhiki ngā atua. O e ka tākina te Māori, ko te Māori āhua nō mai ki runga ki e nei taura, ki runga ki e nei tauira. He tukuna nō te whai oro tāne tēnei te matatau ka eke e whakatū tārewa ki te rangi. Uhi, wero, tau mai te Māori, haumi e, hui e, tāi ki e. Ko te tīmatanga o te whakaaro nui ki tō tātou kaihanga nāna nei ngā mea tapu katoa. Ko te whare e tū nei, ko kahu pāke tū mai, tū mai. Ko te marae kei waho rā te mānuka-nuka o Hoturoa, tēnā koe, tēnā kōrua. Ka rere atu a reo mihi ki te riu o Waikato, ki tō tātou kingi atu hei te apototau te whero te tuawhetu. Taino atu rā ki te kāhui āriki nui tonu a pai mārere ki a rātou. Ka hoki mai te aronga o ngā mihi ki te iwi o te aki tai o wai o hua, e noho nei hei mana whenua o tēnei wāhi tau rikura. Ki a rātou mā, ko rongo i te kākatitanga a te mahi nanakia o te toki ai tuā haere, haere, haere atu rā. Haere atu ki Hawaii ki nui, ki Hawaii ki roa, ki Hawaii ki pāmāmao, nō reire oki ai. Piti hono tātai hono, te aka o ngārangi ki a rātou. Piti hono tātai hono, te aka o te whenua nei ki a tātou te hunga ora. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. E aku nui, e aku rahi, e ngā kaipatuahi katoa o te ao. Kua kara pene mai nei i rote i te whakaaro kotahi, nau mai, haere mai. E pono ana te kōrero, he ao rere kē tō tātou e naene. Ahakoa kōwai, ahakoa nōhia, ko pāngia katotia e tātou e te mate karauna, nō reira haere mai, whakatau mai. Haunga rā i ngā taumahatanga o te wā, kei te kōkiri tonu i tēnei kaupapa huia kai manua. Nō reira, e ngā mata tini mata ngero, me te tini mā ioio, whakatau mai ki tēnei whenua taurikura o Aotearoa. I am humbled by the privilege and great honour today of welcoming you in the essence and native language of this land we call Aotearoa, New Zealand. I began with an acknowledgement of the physical and metaphysical realms They continue to provide us with inspiration and guidance. We then expressed our eternal appreciation to our Creator, who continues to bestow enlightenment upon us. A tribute to the Māori monarchy, Kingi Tū Heitia and his family was also conveyed, as was recognition of this ancestral house and grounds and the local people of this land. Finally, an acknowledgement of those who have passed on before us, and then recognising and greeting you all today around the globe that have come together in the spirit and memory of the 9/11 memorial. The images and effects of 9/11 continue to reverberate and remind us of the tragic events of 9/11 and how it touched so many around the world. It is within this context that we pay homage to the firefighters of the New York Fire Department and indeed their families and friends as a sign of respect and solidarity at this poignant point in time. New Zealand's geographical location offers up a unique opportunity to initiate a sequence of international memorial events in honour of those in New York. And so it is with great compassion and sincerity that we join together today in honouring them. We will collectively mourn, honour, respect and celebrate their acts of bravery and indeed their lives. From the stern of Maui's great canoe in the South Island to the tail of Maui's great fish in the north, we humbly acknowledge all firefighters that have passed over to the next realm. Their memories will endure with us as a treasured legacy, a cloak of warmth and comfort. The Sky City stair climb is universally recognised as an appropriate memorial event and that it embodies the essential elements of firefightership, being teamwork, determination, mental focus and physical endurance. We acknowledge Sky City, our volunteers, all our emergency services and the organisers of this significant event who have been able to preserve the integrity of this memorial, especially during these unique circumstances that COVID-19 has presented. I'd like to close with a Māori proverb that I think captures us as a global community. Hea te mea nui o tēnei ao, māku e ki atu, he tangata, he tangata, he tangata. What is the most important thing in this world? It is people, it is people, it is people. Tēnā koutou katoa.
E mihi atu ki a koutou, nau mai, haere mai. It's been 19 years now where we've been remembering the 343 New York firefighters who lost their lives climbing the World Trade Center, rescuing people who were trapped in there. And we also today remember the 65 New Zealand firefighters who have lost their lives in the line of duty as well. So September 11 is a very special day for us. This year, under the COVID restrictions, there's limitations put on it, but that hasn't stopped the team making sure that this goes ahead and happens. We've got 10 climbers, and they will be taking all the names to the top of the Sky Tower to ensure that we remember and give respect to all those who have passed away. So for the Fire Department in New York, I just want to say to you, we haven't forgotten, and kia kaha.
Somebody who has been a major contributor to the memorial climbs over the last 12 years has been the US ambassador, although the current ambassador, Mr. Scott Brown, has even climbed the tower here in Auckland, New Zealand with the firefighters and showing solidarity. I introduce you to the ambassador to New Zealand from the United States of America, Mr. Scott Brown.
Honoured guests, members of Fire and Emergency New Zealand, Auckland Airport Rescue Fire Service, and first responders, the staff of Sky City Auckland, fellow Americans, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. As the U.S. Ambassador to New Zealand, it's an honor to represent my country as we commemorate the 19th anniversary of September 11th. This year, we also want to acknowledge all of the victims, family members, and first responders to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic here and around the world. This annual ceremony serves as a testament to the strength of the relationship between our two nations. But more importantly, it serves as a reminder of the brave heroes like you, who serve each and every day to keep our homes, our families, and our communities safe. New Zealand and American firefighters have regularly battled fires side by side in both of our countries. And on behalf of the people of the United States, thank you for this act of friendship. Today, we come together to pay our respects to those who have faced great risk in service to others and the sacrifices they and their families have made. The losses suffered on Tuesday, September 11, 2001, were horrifying for the fire department of the city of New York. It was a tragic moment in our history that took the lives of so many brave souls and was felt around the world. That's why it's so inspiring that we pause today on the other side of the world from those events and honor those who gave their lives in New York and the New Zealanders who have fallen in service to their communities. I'd also like to recognize Tony Scotty, an inspirational community leader, a dedicated firefighter, and the founder of this event, for his tireless work to create an opportunity where we can honor men and women like you. On behalf of the American people, I would like to express my gratitude to Fire and Emergency New Zealand and join with the New Zealand people who have taken time today to remember and honor the extraordinary individuals that have willingly given so much to help others. Thank you once again for your service to our country and communities, and we will absolutely see you next year. Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. And now a message from New York. The Fire Department of New York Commissioner, Mr. Daniel A. Negro.
Hello to all of our friends at the Auckland Fire Department and to everyone in New Zealand watching this recording. Year after year, the members of your department gather to honor the 343 members of the department killed on September 11th and all of the innocent lives taken in that terrible attack. Our FDNY members died bravely working to rescue others. They saved thousands of lives that day and many more throughout their careers. Since that day, 226 more of our members have lost their lives due to illness acquired from their selfless work in the World Trade Center rescue and recovery effort. When you honor them each year, you fulfill that solemn promise to never forget. This has been a painful and difficult year around the world as we all respond to the COVID-19 pandemic. Knowing that despite the difficulty we all have faced, you are still maintaining that tradition of honoring the heroes of September 11th is truly inspiring and uplifting to all of us. Thank you once again for honoring our members and for your commitment to ensuring their memory will never be forgotten. Thank you and stay safe.
And now we introduce to you from Fire and Emergency New Zealand, Assistant Area Manager Stephen Sausage, to read the names of the 65 New Zealand firefighters who have fallen.
John Guilford, 22nd of August 1872, Wellington. William Godwin, 3rd of January 1878, Auckland. Alfred Hillier, 3rd of August 1883, Christchurch. Firefighter Robertson, 10th of May 1883, Dunedin. Firefighter Skakesley, 17th of October 1894, Dunedin. James Lawrence, 10th of May 1889, Wellington. William Abbott, 6th of October 1900, Christchurch. Benjamin Berry, 16th of February 1901, Christchurch. George Parker, 16th of November 1902, New Plymouth. Arnold Gladding, 23rd of July 1904, Auckland. Douglas Williamson, 5th of October 1909, Fielding. William Robert McLean Field, 14th of April 1912, Wellington. Richard Henry Ridings, 26th of December 1913, Devonport. Michael Donnelly, 28th of May 1917, Napier. Robert Baxter, 16th of May 1918, Dunedin. George Prince, 19th of January 1921, Hamilton. Herbert Graham, 19th of January 1921, Hamilton. Jules Emile Lasalle, 4th of April 1924, Devonport. Joshua Noblet, 15th of June 1925, Christchurch. A. C. Allen, 24th of September 1926, New Plymouth. Roland Booth, 2nd of April 1928, Auckland. Alexander Hurd, 1st of January 1931, Wanganui. Eric Bright, 15th of November 1943, Auckland. Jim Winton, 5th of November 1944, Wellington. Victor Hugo, 2nd of March 1945, Auckland. Ernest Herring, 17th of September 1947, Auckland. George L. Oliver, 10th of December 1949, Auckland. Albert Clark, 10th of December 1949, Auckland. James Edwin Waters, 29th of September 1955, Kaitangata. Leslie Newman, 4th of October 1955, Manaya. William Griffin, 12th of October 1955, Gisborne. Leonard Goodman, 18th of May 1957, New Plymouth. William Strong, 10th of July 1957, Christchurch. Thomas McCamridge, 20th of January 1959, Invercargill. Robert Cox, 16th of September 1963, Tawa. Noel Matheson, 28th of July 1963, Auckland. Irvin Heppingstall, 29th of November 1964, Cambridge. Ernest John Powell, 11th of January 1965, Christchurch. Jack Wilkin Morris, 24th of November 1965, Cambridge. Matthew Morton, 19th of February 1968, Wanganui. William Robinson, 20th of January 1969, Foxton. John Fordyce, 22nd of June 1975, Wellington. George James Oliver, 3rd of October 1981, Twizel. John William Super, 13 December 1986, Portobello. John Scott, 3rd of May 1989, Auckland. John Agnew, 7th of July 1993, Woodville. Jim Jameson, 24th of November 1993, Waitariri. James Hughes, 9th of July 1994, Auckland. David Sloan, 21 January 1996, Waipukurau. Jim Measures, 19th of May 1998, Waihi. John Reesink, 3rd of June 1998, Kumiu. Paul Gable, 6th of May 1999, Mosgiel. Benjamin Payne, 6th of June 1999, RNZAF Ohakia. Kieran O'Hanlon, 19th of March 2000, Morrinsville. Murray Charles Boyd, 1st of February 2001, Akaroa. Grant Judd, 17th of June 2001, Foxton Beach. Neil David Ashton, 1st of June 2002, Tito. Rolly Webb, 23rd of March 2005, Waipukurau. Ken Broham, 23rd of April 2006, Rangiora. Derek Lovell, 6th of April 2008, Hamilton. Ray Barrett, 28th of December 2008, Hicks Bay. Barry Keane, 8th of April 2009, Willoughby. William McRae, 30th of November 2011, Department of Conservation. John Edwin DeRidder, 30th of November 2011, firefighting pilot. Steve Askin, 14th of February 2017, firefighting pilot.
2020 is the 12th year that the memorial event has been staged here in Auckland, New Zealand. This year, sadly, we can't all be together for this event, so there are a series of clips that we have taken from different parts. And now to read the list of the 343 firefighters that made the ultimate sacrifice in New York on that fateful day are the firefighters from Engine 23 in New York.
Lieutenant Joseph Agnello, Ladder 118. Lieutenant Brian Ahern, Engine 230. Firefighter Eric Allen, Squad 18. Firefighter Richard Allen, Ladder 15. Battalion Chief James Amato, Squad 1. Firefighter Calixto Anaya Jr., Engine 4. Firefighter Joseph Angelini, Rescue 1. Firefighter Joseph Angelini Jr., Ladder 4. Firefighter Faustino Apostle Jr., Battalion 2. Firefighter David Arce, Engine 33. Firefighter Luis Arena, Ladder 5. Firefighter Carl Asaro, Battalion 9. Lieutenant Greg Atlas, Engine 10. Firefighter Gerald Atwood, Ladder 21. Firefighter Gerald Baptiste, Ladder 9. Assistant Chief Jared Barbara, Citywide Sewer Commander. Firefighter Matthew Barnes, Ladder 25. Firefighter Arthur Barry, Ladder 15. Lieutenant Stephen Bates, Engine 235. Lieutenant Carl Bedigan, Engine 214. Firefighter Stephen Belson, ladder 24. Firefighter John Bergen, rescue 5. Firefighter Paul Beyer, engine 6. Firefighter Peter Bilford, ladder 42. Firefighter Brian Belcher, engine 33. Firefighter Carl Binney, and rescue 5. Firefighter Christopher Blackwell, rescue 3. Firefighter Michael Bocchino, battalion 48. Firefighter Frank Bonamo, engine 230. Firefighter Gary Box, squad 1. Firefighter Michael Boyle, engine 33. Firefighter Kevin Bracken, engine 40. Firefighter Michael Brennan, ladder 4. Firefighter Peter Brennan, squad 288. Captain Daniel Brethel, ladder 24. Captain Patrick Brown, ladder 3. Firefighter Andrew Brunn, ladder 5. Captain Vincent Brunton, ladder 105. Fire Marshal Ronald Buca, BFI Manhattan Base. Firefighter Greg Buck, engine 201. Captain William Burke Jr., engine 21. Assistant Chief Donald Burns, citywide tour commander. Firefighter John Burnside, ladder 20. Firefighter Thomas Butler, squad 1. Firefighter Patrick Byrne, ladder 101. Firefighter George Kane, ladder 7. Firefighter Salvatore Calabro, ladder 101. Captain Frank Callahan, ladder 35. Firefighter Michael Camarata, ladder 11. Firefighter Brian Canizaro, ladder 101. Firefighter Dennis Carey, hazmat 1. Firefighter Michael Carlo, engine 230. Firefighter Michael Carroll, ladder 3. Firefighter Peter Carroll, squad 1. Firefighter Thomas Casaria, engine 22. Firefighter Michael Coley, ladder 136. Firefighter Vernon Cherry, ladder 118. Firefighter Nicholas Chiafalo, engine 235.
Firefighter John Shapiro, engine 219. Firefighter Michael Clark, ladder 2. Firefighter Steve Coakley, engine 217. Firefighter Terrell Coleman, squad 252. Firefighter John Collins, ladder 25. Firefighter Robert Cordice, engine 152. Firefighter Ruben Carrera, engine 74. Firefighter James Coyle, ladder 3. Firefighter Robert Crawford, Safety Battalion 1. Lieutenant John Creasy, hazmat 1. Deputy Chief Dennis Cross, Battalion 57. Firefighter Thomas Cullen III, Squad 41. Firefighter Robert Carulto, ladder 16. Lieutenant Edward Dottari, Squad 1. Firefighter Michael Doria, engine 40. Firefighter Scott Davidson, ladder 118. Firefighter Edward Day, ladder 11. Battalion Chief Thomas DeAngelis, Battalion 1. Lieutenant Manuel DeVal, engine 5. Firefighter Martin Demo, hazmat 1. Firefighter David DeRubio, engine 226. Lieutenant Andrew Desperito, engine 1. Battalion Chief Dennis Devlin, Battalion 9. Firefighter Gerard Dewan, ladder 3. Firefighter George De Pasquale, Ladder 2. Lieutenant Kevin Donnelly, Ladder 3. Lieutenant Kevin Dowdley, Rescue 4. Deputy Chief Raymond Downey, Special Operations Command. Firefighter Gerard Duffy, Ladder 21. Captain Martin Egan Jr., Ladder 118. Firefighter Michael Elfris, Engine 22. Firefighter Francis Esposito, Engine 235. Captain Michael Esposito, Squad 1. Firefighter Robert Evans, Engine 33. Battalion Chief John Fanning, Hazmat Operations. Battalion Chief Thomas Farino, Engine 26. Firefighter Terrence Farrell, Rescue 4. Battalion Chief Joseph Farley, Engine 4. First Deputy Commissioner William Feehan, FD Headquarters. Firefighter Lee Feeling, Engine 235. Firefighter Alan Feenberg, Battalion 9. Firefighter Michael Fiore, Rescue 5. Captain John Fisher, Ladder 20. Fire Marshal Andre Fletcher, Rescue 5. Firefighter John Florio, Engine 214. Lieutenant Michael Fodor, Ladder 21. Firefighter Thomas Foley, Rescue 3. Lieutenant David Fontana, Squad 1. Firefighter Robert Fody, Ladder 7. Lieutenant Andrew Fredericks, Squad 18. Lieutenant Peter Freerund, Engine 55. Firefighter Thomas Gambino Jr., Rescue 3. Chief of Department Peter Gansey Jr., FD Headquarters. Lieutenant Charles Gabrini, Ladder 61. Firefighter Thomas Gardner, Hazmat 1. Firefighter Matthew Garvey, Squad 1. Firefighter Bruce Gary, Engine 40.
Firefighter Gary Guidel, Rescue 1. Deputy Chief Edward Girardi, Battalion 9. Firefighter Dennis Germain, Ladder 2. Captain Vincent Giamona, Ladder 5. Firefighter James Giberson, Ladder 35. Lieutenant Ronnie Guys, Squad 288. Firefighter Paul Gill, Engine 54. Lieutenant John Ginley, Engine 40. Firefighter Jeffrey Giordano, Ladder 3. Firefighter John Giordano, Engine 37. Firefighter Keith Glasgow, Ladder 21. Firefighter James Gray, Ladder 20. Battalion Chief Joseph Grizelak, Battalion 48. Firefighter Jose Guadalupe, Engine 54. Lieutenant Jeffrey Guja, Engine 82. Lieutenant Joseph Gullickson, Ladder 101. Lieutenant David Halderman, Squad 18. Lieutenant Vincent Halloran, Ladder 8. Firefighter Robert Hamilton, Squad 41. Firefighter Sean Hanley, Ladder 20. Firefighter Thomas Hannafin, Ladder 5. Firefighter Dana Hannon, Engine 26. Firefighter Daniel Harlan, Ladder 2. Lieutenant Harvey Harrell, Rescue 5. Lieutenant Stephen Harrell, Ladder 157. Firefighter Timothy Haskell, Squad 18. Battalion Chief Thomas Haskell Jr., Ladder 132. Captain Terrence Hatton, Rescue 1. Firefighter Michael Haub, Ladder 4. Lieutenant Michael Healy, Squad 41. Firefighter John Heffernan, Ladder 11. Firefighter Ronnie Henderson, Engine 279. Firefighter Joseph Henry, Ladder 21. Firefighter William Henry, Rescue 1. Firefighter Thomas Hetzel, Ladder 13. Battalion Chief Brian Hickey, Rescue 4. Lieutenant Timothy Higgins, Squad 252. Firefighter Jonathan Holman, Hazmat 1. Firefighter Thomas Hallahan, Engine 6. Firefighter Joseph Hunter, Squad 288. Captain Walter Hines, Ladder 13. Firefighter Jonathan Ielpi, Squad 288. Captain Frederick Ill Jr., Ladder 2. Firefighter William Johnston, Engine 6. Firefighter Andrew Jordan, Ladder 132. Firefighter Carl Joseph, Engine 207. Lieutenant Anthony Jovic, Ladder 34. Firefighter Angel Warbe Jr., Ladder 12. Father Michael Judge, FDNY Chaplain. Fire Marshal Vincent Kane, Engine 22. Deputy Chief Charles Casper, Special Operations Command. Firefighter Paul Keating, Ladder 5. Lieutenant Thomas R. Kelly, Ladder 105. Firefighter Thomas W. Kelly, Ladder 15. Firefighter Richard Kelly Jr., Ladder 11. Firefighter Thomas Kennedy, Ladder 101. Lieutenant Ronald Kerwin, Squad 288. Firefighter Michael Kiefer, Ladder 132. Firefighter Robert King Jr., Engine 33.
Firefighter Scott Kopko, Ladder 15. Firefighter William Krukowski, Ladder 21. Fire Marshal Kenneth Kumpel, Ladder 25. Firefighter Thomas Kavekis, Squad 252. Firefighter David LaForge, Ladder 20. Firefighter William Lake, Rescue 2. Firefighter Robert Lane, Engine 55. Firefighter Peter Langone, Squad 252. Firefighter Scott Larson, Ladder 15. Lieutenant Joseph Levy, Ladder 15. Firefighter Neil Levy, Engine 217. Firefighter Daniel Libretti, Rescue 2. Paramedic Carlos Lilo, EMS Battalion 49. Firefighter Robert Linane, Ladder 20. Firefighter Michael Lynch, Engine 40. Lieutenant Michael Lynch, Ladder 4. Firefighter Michael Lyons, Squad 41. Lieutenant Patrick Lyons, Squad 252. Firefighter Joseph Maffeo, Ladder 101. Firefighter William Mahoney, Rescue 4. Firefighter Joseph Maloney, Ladder 3. Deputy Chief Joseph Marchbanks Jr., Battalion 12. Lieutenant Charles Margiotta, Ladder 85. Firefighter Kenneth Marino, Rescue 1. Firefighter John Marshall, Engine 23. Lieutenant Peter Martin, Rescue 2. Lieutenant Paul Martini, Engine 201. Firefighter Joseph Mascali, Rescue 5. Firefighter Keith Roy Maynard, Engine 33. Firefighter Brian McAleese, Engine 226. Firefighter John McAvoy, Ladder 3. Firefighter Thomas McCann, Engine 65. Captain William McGinn, Squad 18. Battalion Chief William McGovern, Battalion 2. Firefighter Dennis McHugh, Ladder 13. Firefighter Robert McMahon, Ladder 20. Firefighter Robert McPadden, Engine 23. Firefighter Terrence McShane, ladder 101. Firefighter Timothy McSweeney, ladder 3. Firefighter Martin McWilliams, engine 22. Firefighter Raymond Meisenheimer, rescue 3. Firefighter Charles Mendez, ladder 7. Firefighter Steve Mercado, engine 40. Firefighter Douglas Miller, rescue 5. Firefighter Henry Miller Jr., ladder 105. Firefighter Robert Manara, ladder 25. Firefighter Thomas Mingione, ladder 132. Lieutenant Paul Mitchell, ladder 110. Battalion Chief Louis Mataferri, rescue 5. Lieutenant Dennis Mojica, rescue 1. Firefighter Manuel Mojica, squad 18. Firefighter Carl Molinaro, ladder 2. Firefighter Michael Montesi, rescue 1. Thomas Moody, engine 310. Battalion Chief John Moran, Special Operations Command. Firefighter Vincent Morello, ladder 35. Firefighter Christopher Mozillo, engine 55. Firefighter Richard Muldowney Jr., ladder 7. Firefighter Michael Milan, ladder 12.
Firefighter Dennis Mulligan, ladder 2. Lieutenant Raymond Murphy, ladder 16. Lieutenant Robert Nagel, engine 58. Lieutenant John Napolitano, rescue 2. Firefighter Peter Nelson, rescue 4. Firefighter Gerard Nevins, rescue 1. Firefighter Dennis Oberg, ladder 105. Captain Daniel O'Callaghan, ladder 4. Lieutenant Thomas O'Hagan, engine 52. Firefighter Patrick O'Keefe, rescue 1. Captain William O'Keefe, engine 154. Firefighter Kevin O'Rourke, rescue 2. Firefighter Douglas Olaskar, ladder 15. Firefighter Joseph O'Graden, ladder 3. Firefighter Samuel Otis, ladder 4. Firefighter Eric Olson, ladder 15. Firefighter Jeffrey Olson, engine 10. Firefighter Stephen Olson, ladder 3. Firefighter Michael Otten, ladder 35. Firefighter Jeffrey Palazzo, rescue 5. Deputy Chief Oreo Palmer, battalion 7. Firefighter Frank Palombo, ladder 105. Fire Marshal Paul Piscini, engine 10. Deputy Palillo, Special Operations Command. Firefighter James Papa George, engine 23. Firefighter Robert Perillo, engine 8. Firefighter Darrell Persal, rescue 4. Lieutenant Glenn Perry, ladder 34. Lieutenant Philip Petty, ladder 148. Lieutenant Kevin Pfeiffer, engine 33. Lieutenant Kevin Phelan, engine 217. Firefighter Christopher Pickford, engine 201. Firefighter Sean Powell, engine 207. Firefighter Vincent Picotti, ladder 7. Firefighter Kevin Pryor, squad 252. Battalion Chief Richard Prunty, battalion 2. Firefighter Lincoln Quapal, rescue 2. Lieutenant Michael Quilt, ladder 11. EMS Lieutenant Richard Quinn, EMS Battalion 57. Firefighter Leonard Regaglia, engine 54. Firefighter Michael Raguso, engine 279. Firefighter Edward Rail, rescue 2. Firefighter Adam Rand, squad 288. Firefighter Donald Regan, rescue 3. Lieutenant Robert Regan, ladder 118. Firefighter Christian Reghard, ladder 131. Firefighter Kevin Riley, engine 207. Captain Vernon Richard, ladder 7. Firefighter James Richies, Engine 4. Firefighter Joseph Ravelli Jr., Ladder 25. Firefighter Michael Roberts, Engine 214. Firefighter Michael Roberts, Ladder 35. Firefighter Anthony Rodriguez, Engine 279. Firefighter Matthew Rogan, Ladder 11. Firefighter Nicholas Rosamondo, Rescue 5. Firefighter Paul Rubiak, Ladder 25. Firefighter Stephen Russell, Engine 55. Lieutenant Michael Russell, Squad 1. Battalion Chief Matthew Ryan, Battalion 4.
Firefighter Thomas Sabella, Ladder 13. Firefighter Christopher Santora, Engine 54. Firefighter John Santor, Ladder 5. Firefighter Gregory Saucedo, Ladder 5. Firefighter Dennis Scauso, Hazmat 1. Firefighter John Shart, Engine 201. Battalion Chief Fred Sheffold, Battalion 12. Firefighter Thomas Scholes, Engine 4. Firefighter Gerard Schrang, Rescue 3. Firefighter Gregory Sikorsky, Squad 41. Firefighter Stephen Siller, Squad 1. Firefighter Stanley Smagala Jr., Engine 226. Firefighter Kevin Smith, Hazmat 1. Firefighter Leon Smith Jr., Ladder 118. Firefighter Robert Spear Jr., Engine 26. Firefighter Joseph Spoor, Rescue 3. Battalion Chief Lawrence Stack, Safety Battalion 1. Captain Timothy Stackpole, Ladder 103. Firefighter Gregory Stack, Ladder 13. Firefighter Jeffrey Stark, Engine 230. Firefighter Benjamin Suarez, Ladder 21. Firefighter Daniel Sir, Engine 216. Lieutenant Christopher Sullivan, Ladder 111. Firefighter Brian Sweeney, Rescue 1. Firefighter Sean Talon, Ladder 10. Firefighter Alan Tarasowicz, Rescue 5. Firefighter Paul Tegmeyer, Engine 4. Firefighter John Tierney, Ladder 9. Firefighter John Tipping II, Ladder 4. Firefighter Hector Tirado Jr., Engine 23. Firefighter Richard Van Hine, Squad 41. Firefighter Peter Vega, Ladder 118. Firefighter Lawrence Velling, Engine 235. Firefighter John Vigiano II, Ladder 132. Firefighter Sergio Villanueva, Ladder 132. Firefighter Lawrence Virgilio, Squad 18. Lieutenant Robert Wallace, Engine 205. Lieutenant Jeffrey Waltz, Ladder 9. Lieutenant Michael Warchola, Ladder 5. Captain Patrick Waters, Hazmat 1. Firefighter Kenneth Watson, Engine 214. Firefighter Michael Weinberg, Engine 1. Firefighter David Weiss, Rescue 1. Firefighter Timothy Welty, Squad 288. Firefighter Eugene Wellen, Engine 230. Firefighter Edward White, Engine 230. Firefighter Mark Whitford, Engine 2-3. Lieutenant Glenn Wilkinson, Engine 238. Battalion Chief John Williamson, Battalion 6. Captain David Woolley, Ladder 4. Firefighter Raymond York, Engine 285.
Thanks, New Zealand Fire Service, for never forgetting. We wish we could be there.
We are blessed today to have with us to share the firefighters' prayer the Bishop of Auckland, Ross Bay, to offer the prayer. We are privileged to have Ross add his piece to the event, as he's done for many, many years. He himself is a volunteer firefighter with the Auckland, New Zealand Operational Support Unit.
Let us pray. As this event has been affected by the COVID crisis, we hold before God all who suffer as a result of it, and make our prayers especially for first responders as they bring care to the sick. God of grace, we thank you for all who take risks and make sacrifices for others in their daily work. We pray especially for the men and women who work in our emergency services. Be with each one on duty today and enable them to respond well to all whom they seek to help. Inspire especially those who work in the fire services, that we may excel and care in equal measure. Grant to us the gifts of courage and compassion, of respect for all, and of a renewed sense of our call to serve all of the people of our communities and nations. Bring before you, O God, our thankful memories of all who have gone before us and given their lives in the service of others. Today, we especially recall the 343 whose lives were lost at the Twin Towers. We also remember those who have lost their lives on duty in the fire brigades of our own nation. Help us always to keep their memory dear, to allow their example to inspire us. Let us not be overwhelmed by grief, but through their example find again the hope that we need, that our lives too may be lived well in the service of others. Kia tau, kia tātou katoa, te atawhai o tō tātou ariki a ihu karaiti, me te aroha o te atua, me te whiwhi nā tahitanga ki te wairua tapu, ake, ake, ake. Amine.
And now we welcome Leon Mallard to lead the haka.
O kia orite, e te o pe taunga wakarererangi, kia mau! Ringa pakia, wai tagahei, hake nane, waki! Hake nane, waki! Wakamate, wate kola! Wakamate, wate kola! Tenete tangata, huru, huru! Nai tiki, wakawhiti, hupa, hupa! Oh, one neck, we take that.
What am I? And now the 10 firefighters who will be climbing the tower today on September 11. Due to COVID conditions in New Zealand, we can only assemble 10 people in a group at once. So now they commence the walk to the base of Auckland City Sky Tower. And now climbing the tower are the 10 firefighters from across the country in New Zealand who've been selected.
Good morning and welcome to my office on the 7th floor of FDNY headquarters. Thank you for continuing to remember 9/11 and the 343 brothers who made the supreme sacrifice that day. I wish I could join you today as you climb the stairs of the Sky Tower, but these are different times. I remember last year thinking that I would try to climb the stairs this year with all of you. I may not be there physically, but I am with you in spirit, and my spirit is in really good shape. It's hard to believe that it's been 19 years. I have more career after 9/11 than before, and after 30 years on the department, I realize how young I was and how much I would need to learn. I remember the morning of 9/11 learning about the attack while at a lumber yard in New Jersey, and at first hearing that a small plane had hit the World Trade Center. Then shortly after that, hearing that it was a commercial plane and that all firefighters and police officers were being recalled to work. I had to drive an hour and a half to get to the Bronx when traffic stopped, I was able to get off the highway and find a spot to park my car and continued on foot to get to my firehouse. We ended up getting down to the site late that night and worked through the night. The next morning we went to 24-hour on, 24-hour off work schedule, and I was off for the next 24 hours. When I went back to work on Thursday morning, we had split the company into two groups. One group was available to go to the site and the other group would staff the fire truck. I was on the truck. We still had to be able to protect the rest of the city while we were working at the site. It was tough to keep everyone focused on their work, and I remember at one point just going around turning the TVs off to try and get people back in the game. On Friday night, I got a call that I was getting promoted to lieutenant on Sunday. I wasn't expecting this, even though I knew I was on a promotion list, and I was not looking forward to leaving my firehouse and being a leader. This was the beginning of my post-9/11 career and my transition to becoming an intentional student of leadership. I worked in Ladder 18 on the Lower East Side of Manhattan as a new lieutenant, and 2 years later was promoted to captain, where I ended up with Engine 23. Engine 23 lost all 6 members of the company that were working on 9/11, and we thank you for honoring them and the Lion's Den this year. The firehouse has a tremendous history. The current firehouse was built in 1906 on West 58th Street in Manhattan. It's a 3-story historic building complete with brass fire poles, oak lockers for the members, and 1 or 2 ghosts that continue to surprise the members working there. One of the company's first line-of-duty deaths was that of Captain John Tobin. Captain Tobin was assigned to the company on October of 1899 when they were located in their old quarters. And in 1900, there was a fire in a sub-basement of a building that Engine 23 was first due at. Engine 23 went down, and at some point, Captain Tobin collapsed and was dragged out to the street where civilians would take care of the firefighters. He woke up and went back into the building to continue to fight the fire. This happened 2 more times until they put the fire out. Captain Tobin was then taken to the hospital and 2 weeks later passed away. According to the newspaper article, Captain Tobin died due to complications from pneumonia and his excessive age. He was 46. Coincidentally, I was 46 when I was assigned to Engine 23 in October of 2005. We now know that he probably died of carbon monoxide poisoning. As you are climbing the stairs, you will see the pictures of a few of my friends that I came on the job with. You may see John Florio, who was assigned to Engine 260 with me. He was young and strong and took most of the new guy attention. He transferred to Engine 214 to get a little more fire duty and developed a reputation as a great firefighter. His son is now a firefighter in that same firehouse, working in Ladder 111. You may see Lieutenant Tony Jovic, who also came on a job with me and worked in Ladder 34, which was in the same battalion as the firehouse I worked in Upper Manhattan. I didn't know Tony in Proby School. There were only 200 of us in the class. But we got to know each other when we worked together one night when I was sent to Ladder 34 for the tour. We realized that we were hired at the same time just before he was promoted to lieutenant. He was working in Brooklyn as a covering lieutenant on 9/11. I was on my way to his funeral on November 12th when American Airlines Flight 587 crashed into the Rockaways in Queens, making it impossible to get to Long Island and his funeral. So many stories that go with the faces of the members that are on the walls of the stairs as you climb. Something we have come to learn and understand is that 9/11 is not just an FDNY day, a New York day, or a United States day. It is a day that people remember around the world, and we here in the FDNY thank you for taking the time to remember this day there in New Zealand. And we look forward to continuing this relationship and anxiously await the time when we can sit at the same table, enjoy a cup of coffee, and tell more fire stories. Stay safe, stay healthy, and may we meet again sometime soon.
So Ronnie was my cousin. I have a really cool photo of him here. He was a fire marshal in the New York City Fire Department. He had every quality that you would expect of a fireman. Brave, fearless, humble, wanting to help. He just wanted to help people. That's what he did. That's what he excelled at. New York is my hometown. It's where I was born, and it's where a lot of my family live. When I would go back to New York to visit the New York family and stay with Ronnie and Eve, he always took the time to take us out and about, show us something new, bring us to a fire station, let us touch the fire truck, the fire engine. So yeah, he just always made time. He always had time for you. 9/11 was a life-changing event in so many ways for so many people. And obviously for me personally, it's touched my family. Ronnie had seen so much in his life as a fireman in New York City. He was not actually scheduled to work on the 11th of September, but he was never far from his unit. When the messages came in of what was going on, he did not hesitate for a second, grabbed his gear. At the time, I just knew that this is the type of event that he would absolutely be going towards when everyone else would be going away. So these types of jobs, they take a special kind of person who is willing to race towards danger. He didn't know if the elevators were working. They didn't appear to be working. So he ran up the emergency staircase all the way up to ground zero, to where the planes actually were, or the plane was. And he proceeded to help people down those emergency stairs. He was able to go up a second time to continue his mission. And sadly, that's when the second tower collapsed. It's comforting to know that he saved people to the end. After the towers fell, it took 1 month until they actually found Ronnie. He had been in a stairwell. And in that month, because we didn't know what had happened to him, we felt that he could survive that. If anybody could survive that, he could. In the end, it wasn't the case. On 9/11, he was the only fire marshal to perish. It took 3 days for his funeral. There were so many people coming and going throughout those 3 days. It was absolutely heartening at a time when people were so devastated. So everybody came back together and celebrated in the life of Ronnie. Ronnie was Mr. Positive, always was able to see the positive side of things. To have this commemorative event happen here in New Zealand it brings me back home for just that little bit of time where I just feel so connected with my family, with Ronnie. It's very touching to see that here in New Zealand, an event like this is so meaningful. It's so meaningful to so many people. Hearing the names of the New Zealand firefighters who've lost their lives, yeah, it's very touching. You don't want to forget. And when you look at the photos of those who perished on 9/11, it's not only shocking to see each individual, but then you see the common names and you see that there were people related, and you just wonder how any family can overcome that type of grief. And I think it's really important to remember, to realize that the people who do this type of work on a daily basis, 9 to 5, they go out and they help us and they rescue us and they save us. Those are amazing people. Those are absolutely amazing people, and they need to be thanked in every way, and especially when they pay such a big sacrifice.
What? I'm good. Still coming. Yep. We'll pan around and you just stay there. I'll tell you when to go. You keep going. Yep. walking a bit. I'm looking up so I can see your face a little bit straight ahead.
I'd finished my night shift and had organised to go up and help at Mount Wellington in Auckland on a pack testing day for recruits. And it was just after lunchtime. Radios, messages were coming through the radio, and the news reports were that something big had happened in Hamilton. So later in the afternoon, when it was known exactly what it was, I went back to help, and it was all hands on deck at the station, and that's when came to realise how many people had been injured, some seriously, and had been taken to hospital. Didn't realise that Derek was actually fighting for his life at that stage. And he passed later that day. It was a very difficult time that afternoon, and everybody banded together just to let relations, wives, friends know who was in hospital, who was safe and well. There were phone calls coming from overseas to find out what was going on, who was injured. And it was great that the whole Hamilton Brigade worked together to get that done. We're always making assessments and mitigating the risks, and we're always expecting to come home. With someone like Derek, losing somebody on the job like that is really hard, because you're all part of a family. And so it's especially important every April that we always remember him, and always will. We have nominal roll tallies on the appliances where the whole crew is written down, so it can be presented at larger calls so we know who's on the fire ground. And we managed to retrieve the nominal roll tally from Derek's truck with all crew, and that's a memorial as well. So Derek was my boss, obviously, at work, and there was a lot of respect there, being my station officer and me being a recruit, so there was a lot to learn, and he was always good at passing on knowledge. But then out of work, he was, and is a lot of fun and hilarity and just good times, get a living life to the max, like he always did. luckily I was on the same truck with Derek as part of his crew, so we went out to Te Rapa Station, and on a hot summer's night, if you can picture that, and all the doors, windows were open, the crew were in the lounge relaxing, and so we left the truck motor running with the driver in it, and we snuck into each entry and exit door with buckets of water, and on the count of three we managed to douse the crew inside and then make our escape onto the waiting truck. That was one I particularly remember. I flatted with Derek when I arrived in Hamilton. We flatted in Cambridge together. I think I'll always remember Derek as being just a straight-up guy and always saying how things were. He was always up front and honest, and you really respected him for that. As a brigade, to remember Derek, because he was such an outdoorsman and loved his fishing as well, we organised through the skipper of a boat and myself to get a trophy made in memorial, and so we fished for that as a brigade each year, and the heaviest snapper will take the Derek Lovell Memorial Trophy. It's just a great way of remembering Derek every year. I've won it 3 times, but unluckily not this year. I'd like to maybe pursue that for the rest of this year, maybe take it again this coming April. And it's funny because everybody that's won it takes the trophy home straight away, and you don't see it for 12 months. It goes up on their mantelpiece, and it's always pride of place. It's been 12 years now since Derek passed at Tamihere, and every year, including this year, it'll still feel the same. There's still a lot of emotion every April on the anniversary for Derek. When September 11 rolls around each year on the anniversary to remember those that have fallen, the 343, it's really difficult to fathom that amount of loss when here we have a huge sense of loss just for one firefighter.
Go. Shoot some shots as you're going up. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Could I ask Tawa, please, to come forward? Yes, Tawa. This memorial is basically a spirit or a memory between 92 nations. I've represented here are the two seeing eyes, and this is the people of New York. The carvings on top are from Ngāpuhi Warriors, which represent our firefighters. And these pieces of steel and concrete are from the North Tower of the Trade Centre. For the past 6 years, this memorial has travelled from brigade to brigade in New Zealand. Normally it's handed over by the New York Chiefs that are here. Under COVID they cannot be. So for the last year it's here at Tawa Station, and Robert Cox was the firefighter that has passed from their brigade. I'd like to call forward Alvin Walker from Hamilton. For the next year, we would like this a memorial to go to Hamilton in the memory of Derek, and next year we'd like to bring it back to the event. Definitely will do that. And just again, on behalf of all those firefighters that have registered for this event and are currently with us today, thank you very much for your understanding. These guys here did it hard up those 64 today, so thank you very much. I'm just going to hand it over for a couple of quick words with 3 of our firefighters today, and then we'll be closing off. And everyone out there, thank you for tuning in. So Alvin, just a few words about your friendship with Derek.
Yeah, it was a friendship-based work, and so we worked with each other quite a bit. We did know each other from our days in Auckland, and we did. He's a good all-round bloke, definitely a good firefighter. He tried to trip me up on my ESO practicals. He's always a practical joker, as you would have heard from other people as well. And yeah, hey, look, we shared a joke not long before things turned really bad. So today is about remembering him, not about what happened in Hamilton on that day.
Tell you there, so just for everybody.
Yeah, so this is for him today, and I'm pleased that and humbled to be able to bring his tally to the top again, and also to take this back to the firefighters of Hamilton, because as a team, yeah, we couldn't have got through that time together, and to the other firefighters in New Zealand too. So it took me a while.
Thank you very much, Alvin. Something this way, not just Dave Woon, Assistant Area Commander from Auckland. Dave, what does today mean to you?
So September 11, isn't it funny, I haven't met half these people before, but they are firefighters, and firefighters have a unique personality. You know, it doesn't matter whereabouts from the world you are, you have that same passion or most of all a sense of humour. So I find that so comforting when you meet people for the first time. September 11 for me is a time of reflection and personal reflection for the people that I knew. Jim Hughes, I'm carrying his tally. You know, we throw out a structure kit on and a BA set and a hose and climb up 60 floors, and that's not big. Carrying this is big. So for me, that's what it's all about.
Thank you, Dave. And last but not least, Jake, welcome forward. So Jake's from Tawa. Tawa, just recently you've learned a lot more about Robert Cox. Can you tell us a few words?
Robert unfortunately passed away as part of an accident on the way to a call. Back then the trucks were ridden on, and as they took the corner to the main road he fell off and subsequently a few days later passed away. We never really knew a whole lot about Robert, and the brigade didn't really know a whole lot about what had actually happened. Since we took the taonga back home, it's been a talking point, and it's brought up his memory again, and it's gotten people to talk about it and really see that, you know, it was a significant event in the brigade's history, and that he really needs to be remembered, and he's certainly now never going to be forgotten.
Thank you. And just lastly, to all the New Zealand families, we haven't forgotten your loved ones, and to all our friends that we've worked with that have passed away, we haven't forgotten you today too. And on a final note, to the people of New York and the firefighters of the FDNY, you know, take tomorrow and it's your day tomorrow, and we'll be thinking of you for that. And until I can get over there and say hello in person, and until next year, we'll see you then. Thanks a lot, guys. Thank you.
On behalf of Tony Scott and all the amazing group of firefighters around New Zealand and all the helpers of putting this together today, kia ora. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for the privilege of being able to salute the 343 of the New York Fire Department and the 65 from the New Zealand Fire Service and Fire and Emergency New Zealand. Bless you all.